So going to be giving another thoughts video on Sailor Moon. This time episode 2 just came out, and I actually took a bit of a look at my manga volume 1 to see just what's going on between the anime right now and the manga, because the manga, supposedly, you know, the anime is going straight from the manga. Now, one thing that I noticed, first of all, by looking at this volume, is that they're doing basically a chapter an episode, seemingly. They're adding in some bits here or there to kind of extend things regarding, like, give more characterization to these characters and little bits like that. And I'm sure every single detail had to be approved by the mangaka. If you don't know, the mangaka is very strict regarding anything Sailor Moon. So a new anime, I'm probably guaranteeing that every little detail down to any movement that the characters made had to be approved by this woman. So regarding any of that stuff, you can rest assured that any little bits that they did add for the anime, because chapter 2 isn't that long, so they definitely added little bits here or there, and it's kind of changed around. Like in the manga, it's really towards the last couple pages that Sailor Moon busts in there dressed as the nurse, and, like, you know, the fight goes down or whatever. Now this episode, it feels very simplistic coming back to Sailor Moon, because this isn't the most, in the beginning anyway, detailed manga. It simplifies a lot of the characters and gives them basically that one characterization. Okay, so right now, the Sailor Mercury girl is basically smart. She's the smart girl. She's going to be the leader. And I wish they would have added a little bit more dialogue, because in the manga, they have a little bit more talking about her and kind of like what role she's going to have. And in the anime, it's just kind of like, oh shit, you know, so we got the new Sailor Scout. And I'm imagining what's going to happen is, for the most part, at least halfway through the season, until we get all of the Sailor Scouts, almost every episode is going to focus, similar to like the old one, on a new Sailor Scout arriving. This time it's Mercury, and then it hints at the end of the episode that the next one's going to come in. If you haven't seen Sailor Moon thus far, I won't spoil who it is, but you can see that there's somebody else that's going to be introduced next week's episode, or the next 2 weeks from now episode, because in case you're wondering, like, what's going on with Sailor Moon, it is a bi-weekly series, so you'll get one episode this Saturday, next Saturday is no episode, and then the following Saturday you'll get one, which that's basically going to cover up an entire year almost, because if there's 25 episodes and they're doing it every other week, then that's 50. So yeah, we'll have Sailor Moon every other week for a good year. So that's pretty cool in that aspect. Now, the art for this episode, beautiful as always so far. The first 2 episodes, the art is just simply gorgeous. Everything just looks super pretty, so nothing to complain about regarding the art. The animation looks good. It's not the greatest or anything like that as far as the movement goes. There are times where it does look really nice, like simple hand gestures, but the art is just really where it's at, and it just makes it look to die for. I mean, comparison to the old anime, yeah, the art just shits all over. It just looks absolutely breathtaking. I can't understand for the life of me why they are making the character, which I can't remember his name, and I'm so used to the old geek dub, so forgive me for sometimes referring to these characters, but basically the dude that is, I'm going to call him Darren, alright? I'm going to call him Darren. I know you're going to lynch me or whatever, but I'm going to call him Darren. Basically, why is he wearing those clothes? Like, he looks very similar to Tuxedo Mask in every which way, and I'm not being an idiot here. I mean, in the old anime, when you would see him casually walking by, he would be having just, like, you know, regular clothing, you know, street attire. And in case you can't tell, here's why. In the actual manga, the mangaka had him dressed up like that as well. So I guess the original anime took some liberties regarding changing him up to try to throw off the mystery or whatever. But in this one, for the most part, he looks very similar in clothing wise and everything to the Tuxedo Mask character. Now, for those that don't know anything, I won't spoil anything if this is something to do with, you know, the moon power or something like that. But as of right now, I found that very interesting that in the old anime they took liberties, which I felt it made a little bit more sense in the old anime. But then again, maybe it's just the fact that it's not a big mystery to unravel in the actual story. This shouldn't be something like you should be breaking your head, because the fact that they're so uncanny as far as character designs go. And I got a real good chuckle out of seeing Usagi using the computer to crack that disc. Like, Usagi could barely fucking pass any of her classes. She's there struggling, crying, getting a bad score at every test. Like, in this episode yet again, she's like, my mom's gonna kill me. But yeah, she can hack a disc and find the true info on there. It was like, Luna must have really helped her go through all that, because Usagi comes across as just like a pinhead. Like, there's no way she's hacking computers. And overall, just getting another Sailor Scout, it was a really enjoyable episode. Again, this isn't a conventional review or anything. This is mainly just me giving impressions or thoughts or whatever you want to call it, because at the end of the day, I can't sit down and critique Sailor Moon. It's just not in me. It's just super nostalgic and just chill. So overall, again, another enjoyable episode. Gorgeous as always. And the little liberties that they're taking, it's just very interesting, and kind of going back to what the manga feels like regarding, I thought that this character was supposed to be a little bit more of a mystery, but it seems like in the manga, she just was like, no, he looks just like it either way, so there's nothing to unravel there. But let me know what you thought. First of all, people that are only watching this for the very first time, what did you think of episode 2? Do you think it felt dark? Are you enjoying it thus far? What do you think about Sailor Moon? Does it live up to the hype and the name that it has behind it? And for people that have, you know, been from the very beginning with Sailor Moon back in the day, or the manga, the anime, whatever the case may be, do you think that this new adaptation with episode 2 did it justice? Did you like some of the little extended scenes, so to speak, that they added in there, kind of giving a little bit better characterization of Mercury? What did you think about the fact that his clothing looks identical, whether he's in the street or he's tuxedo masked with this character? Again, yes, the forbidden name, Darren. Ooh. Just your thoughts on the episode, but that's all I have for this thoughts video. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, you can do so as well. That'd be awesome. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.